Hi, Jasmine, and everybody. I'm going to do Jasmine. I'm going to do your tag. Question 1. What's the craziest bet you have ever made? Okay, a long time ago, back in the late 70s, I was working at the French Bank of California in San Francisco, and I had a lot of friends there. We all decided to go to the ball game, which was the San Francisco Giants and the Chicago Cubs came to town to play that game. And I'm a diehard Cubs fan, okay, because I grew up close to Chicago. And to this day, I'm still a Cubs fan. Okay, so about 20 of us went out to Candlestick Park and watched the ball game. And we drank beers and we made bets. And I bet every one of them that the Cubs would win the game. And we were betting for money. Guess who won the game? The Cubs. Now, was that not crazy? I took home a lot of money that night. Okay, question 2, a funny family story. Look, I hope I don't offend anybody by telling this, but it's like the funniest family story I can think of. One summer, a bunch of relatives all met up at my aunt and uncle's house. My mom was there, and she had gotten divorced from my dad, and she had left the Methodist Church. She was what women did back then in the early days of women's liberation. She was trying to find herself. Okay, so she gave up religion. And a couple of other family couple of other family members took the same detour in different ways. Okay, one uncle and his family became born-again Christians, and one cousin became Jehovah's Witness. I don't know why I laughed there, because what popped in my addled brain was Jesus Christ Superstar, but Jehovah's Witness. So we were, and none of those people were there at my aunt's house. Me and my mom and some other cousins were, and we were talking about straying away from the Methodist Church, and specifically the people that went in the 2 directions that I just mentioned. And my mom was, I remember this clear as day, my mom was sitting on the piano bench, and she stomped her foot, and she said with her full chest, "Well, I think anybody with religion is fucked." Do you know how many of me and my cousins still tell that story to this day? My mom, okay, she grew up in the church. Her father was a preacher, and her husband was a preacher. Well, she just piped right up. Sorry about that. I hope I didn't offend anybody. Question 3, the first thing you do after coming home from a trip. Well, when I was a kid, the first thing all 4 of us did was rush to the phone to call our friends and tell them we were home. But as an adult, take my suitcase to my room and then come out and get something to eat. Deal with the suitcase later, right? Stop that. My phone is acting up. Question 4. What would you do if you had the money? I keep saying this, but I would pay off my student loan, my sister's student loan, my son's student loan, anybody else in my immediate family, I would pay off their student loans. That's what I would do. And question 5, what is the best hangover cure? Don't drink. That's the best hangover cure, but I've never had a hangover. I have been drunk as, I had to come home and go to bed, so I guess I slept long enough to sleep it off. I don't know, but the best thing I can think of is just to not drink. Okay, good tag, really good tag. See you next week. Bye.